I teach the Facing History in Ourselves course this year, and the purpose of this screencast is to give you a brief overview of the curriculum for this class, how the class is set up and a few of the class policies, and then how you can support your students at home and support me this school year. So first, a little bit about me. I have a background in social studies teacher education as well as history, and I've been teaching for 16 years, 13 of which have been here at the Bromfield School. I did teach here in the 8th grade for a number of years, but have been up in the high school for actually the majority of my career at this point. I also serve as the co-advisor for the Bromfield BPA chapter. This is a really unique course in our social studies offering, and this course is a semester-long course where students look at social justice, human rights, and civic responsibility, and looking at the Holocaust, other modern genocides, and the history of racism in the United States. And so we don't only look at this through history, but we also look at this through the lens of philosophy, of psychology, of sociology, and we really sort of dive deep into the question of why do humans behave the way that they do, and why do people make the decisions that they do. And we can apply that, of course, to genocides across the world and many other topics in history and even still today. Now, how the class is set up is that I do use Google Classroom for everything. This is how I push out assignments to students, how I collect assignments, how I post announcements to them as well. I do also pass out a packet for each one of the units that has a list of the work that they will need to do for that particular unit, and also has various other handouts. In this class, because it's called Facing History and Ourselves, there's a lot of introspection and a lot of reflection that I ask the students to do. And so they are also given a composition notebook that serves as a journal for them to reflect on some of the material that we've learned. Now, students know all the dates of their assessments, of their homeworks, and so on, because I do plan it out for them beforehand. Late work is not accepted for this class generally, unless of course it's an absence or an extenuating circumstance, or of course if it's a major project or essay. In addition, academic integrity is something I take very seriously, and I definitely teach lessons and reinforce these lessons with the students throughout the year. When it comes to grades, PowerSchool is always up to date. I post to it regularly several times a week, so if you'd like to see how your student is doing grade-wise, please check that. I would ask, though, first that, and this is sort of going into the next slide, that you do talk to your students first if you see something concerning regarding their grade. That way we can loop the students in, because I would encourage you, this is the third bullet point down, to advocate for self-advocacy. So, I teach 16, 17, 18-year-old students, and I'm really trying to encourage them that if they have an issue, if they have a question, if they have a concern, that they reach out to the teacher either via email or staying after class or before class, and because I really think that that's a very important skill to develop. Otherwise, I would encourage you to ask questions of your students, ask them what they're learning in class or what they might be working on. I would remind them to stop working if it's taking too long or if there's frustration. I will say that this homework, particularly in this class, is not designed to take hours and hours. Usually it's a half hour, 20 minutes or less. So if a student is taking too long on a particular assignment, I would ask them to take a break. Then I would, of course, reach out to me if you do have any questions, if you have concerns, and I'd be happy to correspond with you. And do utilize Google Classroom. Ask your students to look at their to-do list, or ask them to look at the calendar, or perhaps log in yourself to look at PowerSchool if you'd like to sort of see how they're doing at any given point. Now, I encourage you to contact me if you do have any questions or concerns. My email is kmcmanus@psharvard.org. That is usually the best way to get in touch with me. And if the situation warrants a phone call or a meeting, we could, of course, sort of organize that via email first and then get the ball rolling. So I thank you so much for your support this school year. I'm looking forward to teaching this course again, and have a great rest of your day.